welcome back to Sekiro. It's Vic and Hope, and we're playing Sekiro. There's no song at the beginning. We didn't play a song.
Back by popular demand, it's no song.
It's no song. Starting the episodes off fresh, becoming
Like
slightly more tolerable.
Spring daisy. Like the laundry your mom
if
used
you made
to
it
do for
through
ya.
the first 30 seconds, here we are. We're playing Sekiro.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Huh. Alright.
Anyways,
Yeah?
so we got a nice spicy gem for you guys.
Whoa.
I'm sure if you
Hot
read the title of the
topics,
video,
y'all.
you already know what we're talking about. But we saw a movie today. We were very excited about this movie.
Forrest Gump?
Yes, we saw Forrest Gump in theaters. Again, because I see Forrest Gump
For
in
the
theaters
third time.
every year. Oh, another thing to say about the mechanics of this game is that, you know, I think me and most people probably didn't know at the beginning that if you do the fucking revive, it doesn't hurt you, you know? Like, that doesn't cause the blood rot stuff, just
Yeah.
dying does. So, like, if you, like, regardless of if you resurrect yourself, you get the dragon rot shit.
Yeah.
So you might as well resurrect yourself every single time because it doesn't make a fucking difference.
But-
Which the game wasn't too clear about that, I guess. Because
No.
everyone seemed to think that that's what happens.
But isn't, in reality, like, the dragon rot is not entirely bad? Like, it helps you in a way?
Does it help you?
I thought I read that somewhere.
I don't know. Either way, it just doesn't really affect you that bad, you know? Like, I still don't understand what the fuck the, I don't understand anything still. I don't
okay.
know. The dragon rot doesn't seem to do much.
Just checking
The blessing thing that happens, like the unseen aid, I still don't know what the fuck that actually means, you know?
I'm pretty sure
Doesn't really matter.
Shit, I read one time what that
It just,
unseen
like,
aid
doesn't
was.
hurt your loss, like, death losses that much or something. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
care. Either way, just don't worry about it.
Don't think about it.
It just doesn't affect the game that much.
Anyway.
It's just something where, like, for someone like Tom, it was like a big deal. He's like, "Oh, the game makes you feel like shit about dying. I hate this." And it's just like, yeah, but it doesn't really mean anything, you know? It doesn't hurt you that bad that it really affects the gameplay at all.
I'm personally offended.
It's just like some minor debuffs that you can't even really notice or perceive in any way.
Whoa. Whoa.
We're just gonna fight these guys because we're playing basketball. Okay, we saw Detective Pikachu,
Yes,
alright?
okay, we saw
That's what we're
Detective
getting back
Pikachu.
to. I got distracted by the game.
Sure
Today
did.
we went and saw Detective Pikachu. We were pretty excited about it for various reasons.
I was gonna say, I think pretty excited is a very,
I
anomalous
yeah.
thing to say.
I think I fucked myself in the way that, like, you know, initially I was deeply offended by its existence.
Correct.
I was disturbed. I was enraged. I was
Yes.
feeling every possible emotion. I couldn't believe it was real. I was like, it's gotta be a joke. It's gotta be a joke.
That's always
I
what
was
you turn to.
deeply,
You always just
deeply
insist
disturbed.
it's a joke.
Because
it's like a mental barrier to protect yourself.
Because it's so surreal that it's just like, it can't be happening. It feels like an April Fool's joke.
I keep telling you, we're living in the weirdest timeline.
Yes,
it's
I know.
real.
It's fucking real. It happened, and now we've seen it. It, like...
We're living in, like, the Zeta timeline.
Yeah. At first I was thinking, like, worst case scenario, this is fucking horrible. But then I kind of warmed up to it. I was like,
Well,
alright, maybe it's not
why
that
did
bad.
you warm up to it?
Well, it's not because of Sonic.
It's
okay?
not because of Sonic,
No,
really?
it's not
Really?
because of Sonic.
It's not because of Sonic.
Just, okay, something else being worse isn't gonna make me, like, suddenly think that this is better, okay?
But, like,
it's a fun
isn't it,
meme
though?
to say that's because of Sonic, but it's really because, like, if they were to make a Pokemon movie, which they have now,
Yeah. that
Detective
happened.
Pikachu seemed like the plot seemed like, okay, this is the best way they could have gone with it, because they didn't do the Dragon Ball direction of, like, making it Ash and Misty, you know? They didn't try to make it the old show or the first movie. They didn't try to remake anything, you know? They went with something that worked in the real world, like this detective story, with the talking Pikachu, like, that all works, you know? Detective Pikachu, the concept, is a concept that's meant to take place in the real world. And they were doing it, you know, they took the approach like, what if Pokemon were here in real life? And it was like, okay, if you're gonna make a Pokemon movie, this is the right thing to do, you know? Like, it could have been much worse, conceptually. So that's what got me a little optimistic, and it didn't seem like it was going to be that bad, you know? You watch the trailer every time and you go, okay, well, it seems like it could at least be a decent movie, even if the Pokemon look like shit, you know? And that it's a weird concept, but, like, it's weird that it exists, it's wrong that it exists, but maybe they did something good with it, you know? I got a little optimistic. Not super optimistic, but a little. And I still feel like even after watching it and thinking it was horrible, they did find the best way to make a Pokemon movie, you know? They found the best way for it to work. Because it does work.
It works.
It works. It doesn't feel that like, oh, this is really, really wrong. But it does, you know? It's gonna work for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's gonna work for anybody over the age of 45.
Yes.
So if you're a boomer, you're gonna fucking eat it up.
Yeah, your mom will love this movie, you know? People will love Pikachu. All the casual Pokemon fans are gonna think it's great.
I mean, there was a girl in there with a Pokemon trainer shirt.
Yes.
And she was definitely a total fucking normie. So, I mean, that's who this is for.
Yeah, it's for the Pokemon Go generation.
It's for the normies who started playing Pokemon Go, and now they're like, Pokemon's cool. And it's for boomers.
Because it's for the people who never, like, loved Pokemon in the first place, you know?
Right. Like, they never watched the anime. Like, it's for the casuals.
There's a point in the movie where, like, the movie uses the classic Pokemon art for all of the posters and designs and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though the real Pokemon in the real world look all fucking freaky.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt to me like, okay, this is... Like, because I've always thought the realistic Pokemon designs suck ass and are gross and are creepy.
Yeah.
And I think it's for people who are thinking of Pokemon, the representation, like, the art, the original art, as an abstract representation of a real thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you
like
think
you're
of a
reverse
drawing...
engineering it.
Yeah, or an anime character. Like, I think this is what makes anime hard for people, is that, like, they are thinking of this as, like, I am looking at an abstract representation of a real object, you know? Like... The abstraction is already weird to them, and it's less weird to see something that is real, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's like, I have accepted Pokemon as a real thing that are
like,
existing in this form,
Pokemon,
you know?
as you know it in the anime, is the real deal.
Yeah.
So when you see the bastardized, hyper-realistic Pokemon, you go, no.
Where it's like, it's for people that were already trying to fill in the blanks with their imagination, you know? Like, some people will see the original Pokemon and go like, oh, I wonder what this looks like in real life, you know? I wonder what this is meant to look like as a real animal, you know? I don't have that curiosity about Pokemon.
I never wanted that.
Yeah, I love the way they look on their
That's
own.
the whole idea.
I want them to look like that in real life. I don't want them to look like real animals. Like, I love the original designs. Why would I want to change that?
The whole point is that, like, Pokemon aren't animals. If I wanted to see animals, I just go see animals.
Yeah.
I want to see something more fantastical than animals.
Exactly. And they're fucking freaky in real life.
Yeah. Like, a Lickitung, not really a good thing in real life.
They don't stop being freaky throughout the movie. Like,
even the cute ones that are supposed to be charming, like Pikachu, like, I still find him unsettling.
Yeah. He's, you just never get used to it. The best one was Bulbasaur, for sure. Like, the Pokemon that are a little more, like, reptilian come off better,
The reptilian
you know?
guys come off okay.
It's the fluffy
like,
ones that are the
comes
worst.
off okay. Bulbasaur is okay. I actually liked Snubbull. I feel like Snubbull was, like, the best of the, like, furry Pokemon.
Probably because he's already freaky.
Exactly.
But, like...
He was already a weird fuck, so when you see him... You're just like, yeah, a Snubbull would look like that.
And he was so big.
He was quite big.
Where it's like, they never show his entire body, but if you think about how ridiculously large he is, he's like...
He's probably like 3.5 feet tall.
More than that, I think he was like fucking 4.5 to 5 feet
Nah,
tall,
I think you're
dude.
exaggerating.
Because when he was next to that police officer, he was big.
Nah, he's like 3.5. He ain't 4
It was
feet.
fucking weird.
Nah.
I hated that shit.
Nah, that didn't bother me.
Snubbull was bad.
Snubble's the best out of all that
No,
shit.
Bulbasaur was the best.
I mean, Bulbasaur
like,
is the best.
Fungus, Golurk works, you know,
Golurk
because
works
he's like,
very well.
he doesn't have eyes. He's not a freaky looking guy.
They can't fucking mocap freaky eyes onto Golurk.
Machamp was kind of it's just the design that doesn't really work in that way. Snorlax was the worst.
Snorlax looks like complete garbage.
And then, like, spoiler alert for the movie, all the Pokemon in the trailer are all of the Pokemon.
This is my biggest problem, I think, with this movie. Because going into it, I was willing to give it a chance, you know?
Yeah.
I had acclimated. I wouldn't say I like the Pikachu design, but I had acclimated to it, and I knew what I was going into. And the first 15 minutes or so of this movie, like, I was on board. I was
Cautiously
having fun.
optimistic. Yeah.
I was looking around. I was like, the environments, there was a lot happening, and I was just trying to take it all in and be like, just saying like, okay, what Pokemon can I see? Where? Oh, it's this guy. It's this guy. You're scoping it out. You're trying to see as many Pokemon as possible, and you're just like, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't love their designs, but it's neat seeing a world where these Pokemon are walking around.
It was like, this is it. This is the Pokemon movie.
And I'm like,
cool,
okay,
like, here it is.
Nice. And then, you know, you get 30 minutes in, and you start realizing, I don't think I've seen a new Pokemon in a while. It's just the same guys. I think I've seen a Sneasel like 7 times now. What's up with this?
There's another Growlithe. There's another Charmander.
And then
there's
you
another
realize,
Squirtle.
They only made models for probably like 25 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you're going to see those 25 Pokemon over and over and over and over and over and over. And it gets old.
Yeah, because every single shot is crammed with as many Pokemon as possible.
As many of the same 20 Pokemon.
It's like they only made models for 25 Pokemon, and here they are again, and they just, like, do the same kind of idle poses. Like, there's not a lot of different poses they'll do.
Yeah.
You see them repeating.
And the weird part of it is,
weird.
like, the Pokemon they chose are really odd.
And
like,
random.
obviously, you know, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle makes sense. Pikachu makes sense. But, like, Pancham and Pangoro, why? Why 2 from the same line? Why not just choose 1?
You got Pidgeotto, and then you've got, like, the fucking weird,
Talonflame? Was that Talonflame?
There was a...
Who was that?
It's like the vulture guy.
I don't remember
weird.
its name.
It's like super forget. Like no one likes that Pokemon. It's like why would they choose that guy? Like of all dudes, he's like from Black and White.
It's very strange the Pokemon
Some
that they
odd
chose.
choices from all over the timeline.
Ludicolo. What?
There's
Why?
a fucking assload of Greninjas.
There's so many Greninja. Like more Greninja than your body has.
It's
room
just like
for.
any specialness of like. The idea that Pokemon can be rare is gone.
Oh,
like, there's just so many Charmanders and Squirtles and Blastoises. The
same fucking Pokemon all over the city. It's a little disillusioning.
Cubone. And then there's the Ditto, which turns into every Pokemon that is in the movie.
And
like, it just cycles through the Pokemon that are there. It can also turn into
people.
Yes. Well, Ditto has always been able to turn into people. That happens in the anime.
Which, that makes a gray zone, I think.
Oh, definitely. Ditto's always been freaky. But I did like that they revealed Ditto's face at some point where it shows that because it turns into a person the first time, you don't see its face. It was like, whoa, Ditto turned into a person.
Whoa.
And then I was like, well, actually, the episode of the anime where Ditto's introduced, he's turning into people, but they always have the goofy face.
Yeah, that's
true. So I was
true.
like, so does it have a goofy face? And then eventually they do show it and it has the goofy face.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it has like a weird Coraline-esque face, like the button-eyed people.
Yeah, it's got the dot eyes because that's.
But
what
the problem
Ditto's eyes
is that
like.
translates. It doesn't have the same feeling. It feels more like a horror kind of thing.
It was like I
kind
appreciated
of
the reference, but it was scary.
It was definitely a little spooky. The plot of the movie is also completely laughable.
Give us the plot synopsis. Go through the movie. This is what everyone's here for. This is the good shit.
So, Detective Pikachu.
Oh fuck! Oh god, where'd that guy come from? And I'm dead.
Nice.
There he goes. All right, I'm just gonna run through all this shit.
Fucking got you, dude.
I'm dying too much.
I'd be dying.
Yes.
Anyway, so Detective Pikachu is the story of a good boy. He's just living his life. He's being a good boy.
He wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, but then something bad happened, so he doesn't want to be a Pokemon trainer anymore.
But he's become disillusioned, and now he doesn't want a Pokemon partner.
Yeah, it's like, oh no. At first I was interested in the idea, because I've always had my concept of, I want to have a Pokemon story about the guy who works in the Pokemart, who used to want to be a Pokemon master, but he lost too many battles, so he's out of money. Because when you lose Pokemon battles, you have to pay out.
Yeah.
So like eventually, if you're bad enough, you'll just lose all of your money from Pokemon battling.
And you'll
and you'll have to get a normal job. So like I want to have the jaded Pokemon trainer who was too bad, and now he just works at the Pokemart and has to be all bitter about seeing all the trainers with their Pokemon being all fucking happy and having all this fucking money. Because Pokemon trainers are loaded, you know? They're all fucking rich as shit, running around buying these fucking $1,200 potions and shit.
That's
and
true.
100 Pokeballs. Like they're all totally loaded. So you imagine the dude at the mart's gonna be like, man, fuck all these douchebags.
I want to see like the trust fund Pokemon trainer. Who's just like spending his parents' money to be a Pokemon trainer, and he hasn't earned any of it.
Gary Oak. There you go.
I don't know if he was a trust fund Pokemon trainer.
I think he is. I mean, he's got a car. Like in the first episode, he's like 10 and he's driving a fucking car, dude.
He's 10 and he's
fuck Gary.
A car.
Motherfucker's got a car and bitches. Like,
goddamn.
Fuck that guy.
There he is. Gary, more like Chad, am I right?
So I was like, oh, they stole my idea. You know, at least I'm kind of interested. Like, oh, what's it like to be a person in the Pokemon world if you're not engaging with Pokemon? You know, if you don't like Pokemon, then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And then, like, he goes to the city, which is like the Pokemon city, which was, like, it's at least a concept that would happen in a Pokemon movie or game, you know?
Definitely.
Like, it wasn't that far off. It felt in the vein of what is appropriate in a Pokemon movie. Like, oh, here's a city where Pokemon and people live together, and they don't live in Pokeballs, and everyone's happy, and there's no battling or whatever. Even though it's another one of those weird things where they lean into the battling in a way where it's just like, do you understand what this is at all? Like, they made it so corny and stupid.
Really don't. Anyway. But, yeah, he ends up going to Rhyme City because his dad, who is a police officer, is killed.
Yeah.
So he has to go, I guess, clean out his apartment or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was very unclear of, like,
they just kind of summoned him, and he was like, yeah. And they're just like, your dad is dead. And he's like, oh.
I guess I'll go steal all my dad's shit or something? Okay.
I guess I'll go throw away his stuff. And, you know, so he meets Detective Pikachu in his dad's apartment. And he's like, oh, whoa, this is fucking weird. And he also unleashes aerosolized rabies onto some Apom that are nearby because he's shuffling through his dad's shit.
Fucking around and opens some shit that he doesn't know what it is.
He finds this little pod and he just shoots the pod, and the pod just shoots rabies out, and it just makes all the Pokemon super aggro.
Yes.
So there's this really fucking weird chase scene where just a bunch of Apom are, like, just chasing him and the Pikachu around.
Yeah, and he gets his pants ripped off.
And it's like,
what the
even though the Apom, like, do at certain points, like, catch him, they never, like, bite him or do any physical damage. They just kind of flail around.
Yeah, they do kind of flail around.
So, I mean, I feel like that wasn't very realistic, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because the first thing an animal would do when it gets you is bite you, obviously. But anyway, but yeah, so now they have this mystery because...
oh, I don't have the fucking, the attack where I step on the spear yet. Shit.
So now they have this mystery because, Detective Pikachu has amnesia.
Amnesia!
He has amnesia, and, now they need to know where the rabies juice is coming from. And also, oh, surprise! His dad isn't actually dead, and it's a cover-up. Whoa!
Oh, man.
That's crazy, dude.
Which is just like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't give a shit about him and his dad plot at all.
Pretty dumb.
Because, like, you just kind of, you accept that his dad is dead, you don't really think about it, and then they keep talking about it, you're like, is that, like, the point? Like, is his dad alive? Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah.
Like, this is what it's about? Okay.
So in order to investigate his dad's death, they go to a series of set pieces, because that's what this movie is about, checking off set pieces.
Literally, it'll be like, plot exposition here. You gotta go to this place, and they're like, okay, we'll go to that place, and then they go there, and then they meet a guy, and he's like, you gotta go to this other place. They're like, okay, we'll go to the other place. And then there they meet a guy and he's like, oh, you gotta go over here now. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll go over there. And then that's what they do.
Yeah.
And then the movie's over because that's all that happens.
They go to the underground dogfighting ring, where you see the world's ugliest Gengar.
Oh my fucking god.
That's cool.
That was the moment in the movie where we checked out.
Yeah, that was really the moment where I went, yeah.
Up until that point, it was still
This is not
optimism.
for
It was
me.
like, oh, some of these Pokemon look okay. Oh, I can't wait to see like who's there. And then you get in there and it's like, oh, we're seeing all the same Pokemon we've already seen again.
Then you
and
realize.
then we see Gengar and it just looks awful.
It is the ugliest monstrosity
And it's like,
I may have ever seen.
Anyone who likes Pokemon and likes Pokemon's designs, they wouldn't have made that. Like, there's no way the person who designed that fucking gives a shit about Pokemon.
Yeah.
It just seemed like such a, like, weird normie interpretation of what this Pokemon would be like in real life without understanding, like, that it has to be cool, you know? Like, Pokemon have to be cool and you have to like them?
Detective Pikachu is just a boomer's interpretation of Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And it was like when I saw the card for Charizard in Target
Charizard looks like
because they
ass.
made
It's got
Pokemon
the
cards.
big EX card.
They made Pokemon cards of the Detective Pikachu designs, and you see Charizard, and it's just like it looks like shit.
Yeah.
And it's this ugly picture screenshot from the movie on the card, and you're like, if Pokemon looked like this from the beginning, it would not be what it is today.
Correct.
Because these designs aren't iconic, they're totally forgettable, they're ugly and weird, and this Charizard has no impact, it has no, like...
It just looks like a dragon.
Yeah, what
Just
made
any
the
dragon.
Charizard card special is that Charizard looks so fucking cool, you know? He looked regal on there, he looks like a badass. This Charizard is just like a fat... dragon, and it's just like, oh man, that sucks.
The other thing that's very that signaled to me that this scene was the end of what I should stop when I should stop expecting things from this movie is that they're in a Pokemon fighting ring. Everyone is there with their Pokemon, yet everyone has the same 7 types of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Panchams, Pangoros, Sneasel, one girl has a Togepi, and like there's
It's
some
just the same
Growlithe,
shit you've been
and
seeing
that's
over
it.
and over
it's
again.
It's the same dudes you've been seeing everywhere else, and you're
it's
just
like
like,
Blastoise,
oh, I see.
Blastoise and Gengar fighting, and the fight isn't interesting at
The
all.
fight fucking sucks.
It's a really shitty fight.
It's stupid, and it's like, and it's just very disappointing because you know, you go to a Pokemon movie because you want to see Pokemon. The Pokemon live action movie, I show up because I want to see Pokemon. I want to see a lot of Pokemon. And you're showing me the same 20 Pokemon over and over again.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, your characters are fucking wet noodles. Like,
yeah,
okay.
totally
Some
personalityless.
dude, some girl who looks like she tried out for the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and got turned down. Cool. Great. I can totally relate to all of this. So,
it never gets you excited, you know? It just plays it safe the whole time. It doesn't try to do
Yeah.
anything too big and cool, you know?
Yeah,
it just
there's
tries
really
to make
no
you giggle
stakes.
here and there. It just felt like they were trying to make a safe, tolerable Pokemon movie that no one would be too pissed off about, you know?
yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, how do we make Pokemon work? Oh, we'll do Detective Pikachu. Here's the plot of Zootopia, you know?
Well, you just spoiled
It's
it.
literally just the plot of Zootopia. That's the, you know, big spoiler.
That is a spoiler. Because they go to the dogfighting ring, and then the guy at the dogfighting ring is like, oh, well, you know, I just sell the Pokemon Rage juice. I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
And so the girl from the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is like, it's okay, I'm a detective. I took a picture of this super top secret facility, and I know how to get there, and I'm gonna take you because plot needs to move. So they go to the super secret facility, and they fight some
Shit.
super powered Greninja.
Yeah.
But they also make Psyduck have a headache, and Psyduck does the big Psy explosion, and
Yeah.
then
Well, you
some-
forgot about the holograms.
Oh yeah, Gem and the holograms were there.
Yeah, they get to the in the facility, like they everything in this movie is super fucking convenient. It's like they talked to this old guy earlier and he established that there were holograms that could like recreate scenarios, and then they get into this lab and they're just like, oh look, a magic hologram to tell us the plot of the movie, and like they just watch these memory log holograms of exactly what they need to see to learn about Mewtwo.
Which is
and
just,
like,
Mewtwo being captured by the kid's dad, and then Pikachu betraying his dad and letting Mewtwo escape.
And it's just like they just get to see this stuff through a hologram when they show up. It's just so fucking
and
awful
it's just like,
and convenient.
oh wow, I'm so glad we can witness this turn of events firsthand, so that we don't have to explain to the audience how we got here. Gee whiz, I'm so glad that this is the way things are happening. And then there's also island-sized,
the
what are the
Torterras.
guys? Torterras,
Just
thank
fucking
you.
like, they go to this garden, they're like, oh, it's the Torterras, but they're being experimented on, but it doesn't seem like anything's wrong with them.
They
And then
seem
they go out, and then
normal-sized.
there's like this long sequence of them like
Oh my
running around
God.
while the Earth is like fucking morphing, and it's like, okay, it's gonna be the Torterras, like, big whoop. And
They're
then
just
it's
real
like,
big.
it goes this whole sequence. Pikachu gets hit with a rock, which
One
is like
tiny rock.
basically kills him.
He like actually dies,
And then it turns out that it was Torterras the whole time.
and they just
And
lay
it's
back
like,
down.
Yeah, it's like it shows this field of giant Torterras, and it's like, oh, that's insane. This is completely nuts how huge they are. And then they just kind of lay back down, and they're
And
gone.
then they're just like, oh, we stood up. All
It was
right,
like,
deuces.
oh. So this entire sequence meant absolutely nothing because nothing happened of consequence at all.
Except Pikachu got hurt
Yeah.
real bad.
Just so they could have
And,
Pikachu get hurt so that Mewtwo could show up to, like, heal him or whatever.
And I mean, the convenient thing is, in this world full of Pokemon trainers and people who have Pokemon, no one has a potion on them.
Yes,
no one has a revive
potion.
on them. No one has a berry. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. We need our Lord and Savior Mewtwo to come down and heal Pikachu. Of course. So Mewtwo heals Pikachu, but then Mewtwo gets captured again. And then you find out that, like, the big evil corporation has a plan to put an old guy's brain into Mewtwo's body and then make everyone in the world put their brain into Pokemon bodies?
Yeah, I don't get.
And I'm not really sure why this is something everyone would want.
Like he's like, I'm trying to make people evolve by turning
just
them
making
into
them
Pokemon?
Pokemon? Like,
Fucking
evolve
weird.
into furries? Like, what?
There's no
What's the
plan
point?
whatsoever. He just becomes Mewtwo and then starts flying around
And he just is
aimlessly.
fucking shit up. And Pikachu uses Volt Tackle. And Wet Noodle protagonist fights the Ditto.
Yeah. The Ditto was a cool twist, where it was like this girl and you're like, oh, is that Jessie or something? And like she's kind of around the whole time, and then it turns out to be a Ditto, and you're like, whoa! Like that was kind of neat. They had a couple good twists.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, there's a big twist.
What a twist!
You wanna get to
We
that.
haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
So they basically, the way that they defeat the evil corporation man who wants to use Mewtwo to turn people into Pokemon is that he has a nerve gear that he's using to, like, control
Yes.
Mewtwo. And literally, Wet Noodle Boy just rips the nerve gear off his head, and he is defeated.
Yes.
And Mewtwo is a good
He's
boy
just
again.
done. Mewtwo's a good boy.
And Mewtwo's
Mewtwo
like,
fixes everything.
You have taught me that humanity can be a good boy.
You
and I'm
taught
gonna,
me the value of friendship.
I'm gonna be nice to you guys. And then Mewtwo snaps his fingers and undoes all of the bad things that happened over the course
Yes.
of the movie.
Mewtwo was Thanos.
And it's a miracle. He unthanoses everybody. It's like the opposite of Infinity War.
Yeah, it says Thanos is a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone is happy, and then it turns out that Detective Pikachu was actually Wet Noodle's dad the entire time, because Mewtwo put his dad's spirit into the Pikachu.
Yes.
And then his dad just was the Pikachu the
Because his
whole
dad
movie.
was dying from the car crash.
I'm dying from a car crash.
And so he put the dad's consciousness inside of a Pikachu so that he could save the day.
I mean, and the best part about this was, we went and saw this movie with one of my good friends, and I was sitting next to her, and we were, like, not even 10 minutes into the movie, and she leans over to me, and she goes, the boy's dad is Pikachu.
Oh my god, did she
and I
really?
was like,
I didn't know.
lol, okay.
I didn't
and then
know
he
she called it. Damn, I wish I had called that,
She
man.
fucking knew, man. She knew like 10 minutes
That's
in.
pretty amazing.
The boy's dad was Pikachu.
That's pretty fucking insane that she was able
so
to predict it.
good. She, like, after it happened, she just turned and, like, looked at me, and I was like, fuck, you were right.
Amazing.
He was Pikachu.
So fucking stupid.
And then at the end, Ryan Reynolds is the boy's dad. Because
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
And you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
I love Ryan Reynolds.
Because the kid's black and
Ryan
he had a
Reynolds
white
is
dad.
my favorite actor. Wow. Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
And that's Detective Pikachu.
Big score for interracial relationships in movies. Big win.
So yeah,
Big
Detective
win for that.
Pikachu is just Zootopia but worse.
Yeah. And it shares the common themes in Zootopia and interracial relationships.
Oh,
So that's
yeah,
nice,
you're right. Wow,
that's what Zootopia
actually
was about.
very
That's what Detective Pikachu was
progressive.
about. Detective Pikachu was all about
Detective
interracial
Pikachu
relationships.
is about international
International relationships, yes.
interracial relationships.
Long distance.
And also,
What
singing,
the fuck was that movie about?
Singing
Like,
the
what was
Pokemon theme
Yeah.
at the most inopportune times.
Yes, the lowest point in the movie is that
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu is just singing the Pokemon theme song very sadly.
Because
For no reason.
He just realized that he is going to betray Wet Noodle Boy, and so he has to leave for his own good. And as he's leaving, he's walking away and dejectedly singing the Pokemon theme to
Yes.
himself. And
Which
it was at that
was-
moment that I cringed so hard that I coiled up inside of my own body in a Junji Ito-esque
Yes.
spiral.
Any redeeming quality of the movie was
Yeah.
fucking gone at that moment, where it was like, this is it. This is you guys not fucking getting this at all. This is you shitting on my entire generation and basically calling us a bunch of fucking idiots. That's what the
Yeah.
movie did.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, millennials sure fucking suck.
Wow, you guys
here's
like
the fucking
Pokemon?
Detective
You
Pikachu
faggots.
movie. Boom,
You
bitch!
dumb shit.
I fucked that guy up.
You sure did.
It was good. It was real
I
good.
mean, I have to say, the best thing about the movie was really just Ludicolo's voice.
Ludicolo!
Because it just sounded like fucking Justin Roiland doing a Rick and Morty character.
Yes. Or me doing any Pokemon,
Or
as I
you
have many
doing
times.
any goofy voice at me at any given time.
Oh,
So
it's pretty
that was really
cringy.
the highlight of the movie for me.
It was just like the whole time I was like, well, at least it's not the worst case scenario of like Misty and Ash movie, but like that at least would have been kind of charming and like hilarious, you
That
know?
would have been so bad it was good.
Yeah, this was just.
This was just like, alright.
I left the theater. The drive home, I felt like shit. I just felt like,
Yeah.
man, I'm hungry.
My
and this
spirits
sucks.
were noticeably lower after seeing Detective Pikachu.
So it was like that was it, you know. That I hyped up seeing it like it was gonna be really fun, and then it just kind of was exactly what the trailer was, and it was like there was nothing more to
Everything
it to
you
be on.
see in the trailer,
Yeah,
you see in the movie,
and you feel all the same emotions. It's like that. Watching the trailer is the experience of watching the movie. You don't need to go see it. You know, you experience everything that you will feel in that moment, which is shit. You feel like
bad.
shit.
You feel bad.
You feel awful, and then it's over, and you're like, okay, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, I think one of the strangest things about it is that throughout the movie, I kind of at times felt like I was kind of getting used to Pikachu's design and like kind of
Yeah.
thinking, oh yeah, maybe it's kind of cute. And then as soon as I would get accustomed to it, I would see it from just the right angle, and I'd be like, ew, no, never mind, that's not cute.
there's just whenever it got close up on his face, and he like was trying to express like sadness, you know.
Any emotion that wasn't just like a static, neutral
Yeah.
Pikachu emotion.
It's just like, this looks awful.
Yeah. The furrowing of the brow, I do not care for
Yeah.
at all, to be completely honest with
It's
you.
a snack.
A snack. Solid snack.
You get to get him later, and it's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't really think Ryan Reynolds was a good choice to play Pikachu. It doesn't feel
It's just
like a Pikachu
everyone's
at all.
mom. Yeah, it's annoying. It's like, oh
Um,
great, Ryan fucking Reynolds is Deadpool the Pikachu. It's just
Yep,
Deadpool.
it's just
like
Deadpool Chew.
he's just the same fucking character, you know. But
Yeah.
he's a fucking Pikachu, and it's
You know how it be.
It's just some fucking cringy movie for your mom.
Yeah.
Everyone's mom will love it.
This is the movie that made my mom want to see a Pokemon movie. So,
yeah, exactly. It's got Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Great. Everyone's mom loves it. They did it. Great job. That's all they needed to do, and they pulled it off.
Yeah.
They made everyone's fucking mom want to see Detective Pikachu.
Cool beans, bro. Fucking nice.
While giving our entire generation the middle finger.
Yep.
As they will do again with the Sonic movie.
Oh, but the Sonic movie truly has the potential to be so bad it's good.
Yeah. Because that one looks like it's gonna be our Dragon Ball evolution.
It's gonna be so. I am hoping for so incompetent that it circles back around to being amazing.
That's gonna be
I
our
want a
generation's
Neil
Mario
Breen
Brothers
level Sonic movie.
It's not gonna be Neil Breen level.
High budget
because that's
Neil Breen.
impossible. But it'll Super Mario Bros. At best. Like, if you're going by frame of reference for video game movies, Super Mario Bros. At best, you know?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Maybe it won't be that horrendous.
I mean, Super Mario Bros. Is fucking really bad, so... But, a girl can dream.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, Neil Breen is literally impossible.
Neil Breen is literally a madman who funds his own movies. It's not going to be The Room.
It's too high budget to be that fun, you know? But it could at least be perfectly horrible.
Oh, yes. I really, really hope. At this point, I feel like the Sonic movie will be the redemption of being hyped for these stupid movies.
Oh, some interesting lore I learned from Body Video is that in this palanquin, this is where they would offer women to be brides of the snake. Yeah.
Not surprising.
It's pretty cool. It's like there is a lot of cool Japanese mythos lore. Yeah, so it's like the reason he peeks in there is because he's like, oh, is there an offering for me? You know, is there a lady?
Ooh. What does he do with a lady?
I guess he eats them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like so there's some cool yokai lore stuff in this game.
Seems like a waste of a good lady, but
maybe once Body Videos put out all of his shit over the course of the next fucking year, we can deep dive on the lore of Sekiro and figure out like what the cool stuff going on.
Yeah. But yeah. All that being said, I recommend Detective Pikachu if you are feeling really good about life and you want to be taken down a couple notches.
If you're feeling too optimistic, if you're like, oh man, Avengers Endgame was pretty cool, I like that a lot, and I like where Game of Thrones has been going, even though no one else likes it.
We'll talk about that.
I'm feeling really optimistic. Oh, we must be in the good timeline. Oh, I'm not that. I forgot all about Donald Trump being president. And then you watch Detective Pikachu and you go, oh yeah, this is the bad timeline where everything is wrong except for me and Hope being a couple. And that offset the balance. Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it here before, but me and Hope being a couple and being together offset the balance of the universe.
Yeah.
Because it was so unlikely and so good that now, yeah. Now everything else is fucked because we ended up together. Everything else is fucked.
That's how Donald Trump became president.
Yes, Donald Trump became president. Detective Pikachu was made. Fucking everything is fucking topsy-turvy,
so, I mean,
upside down, going nuts.
How else could we live in a world where we're getting Detective Pikachu, Dora the Explorer, and Sonic live-action movies in 1 year?
There's no way that there wasn't some sort of, like, collaboration, or, like, the rumor of one must have sparked all of them, you know? It's just, like, shit on millennials the year.
Right?
It's insane.
I guess.
It's just like, fuck millennials.
It's truly insane.
Fuck our generation. Even though we're gonna every generation for the rest of time is gonna be millennials. Like anyone who's young is now a millennial because it sounds too perfect, you know?
Millennial.
Because really we're the doomers.
Yeah.
And they're fucking the doomers. Millennials are whatever the current 21-year-olds are. That's a millennial. It doesn't mean anything because the Gen Xers ruined it. And so for that, the Gen Xers are boomers now. Because they aren't boomers.
Y'all boomers
but
now,
our generation who decides the rules because we're in charge right now. We have determined that the Gen Xers are boomers because Gen X is dumb and the millennials are doomers. Young people are millennials and they're also zoomers, okay? That's how this goes.
And that's just how it be.
The fucking boomer douchebags made Detective Pikachu, so now they get to be boomers, okay? Fuck Gen Xers, they don't understand anything. How is it that the best fucking... It couldn't even be as good as the fucking 90s Ninja Turtles movie? How is that the peak? How is that the peak of these things being made into movies?
Yeah.
How is that the only one getting anything right?
I mean, Turtles in Time is pretty good.
But, like, it really set in to me, like, the bitterness that the last generation felt as their iconic things were made into movies that like, are horrible, but everyone's fine with them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this must have been how the Ghostbusters fans felt about Ghostbusters, the remake, you know? Like, just fucking offended, you know? Just like,
Triggered.
Just, it hurts, you know? It's like, why did you do this to this thing I like? Why did you make me feel this way? I didn't know I could feel this way, you know? I thought I would be fine. I thought I would just go in and be like, oh, yeah, it's bad, lol, whatever. Fuck it. But then I do feel just, like, hurt, you know? It feels like, fuck you for making this happen. Fuck you for doing this to me. You shouldn't have... Like, let the idea of the Pokemon movie be pure and live on in our imaginations and never let it happen, you know? Because this is worse than what you could have imagined. Like, anyone's imagination could have had a better Pokemon movie than this.
Yeah.
Just sucks. It's dumb. It shouldn't have happened. It's such a fucking cash grab. It only existed to make a bunch of money off of fucking millennials who will bring their kids to see it. And their kids will love it because they're fucking stupid and they don't recognize that there's only 5 fucking Pokemon in the whole fucking movie.
The best part is, like, at the end when Mewtwo CEO guy makes everybody brain swap with Pokemon. It just creates, like, these waves of copy-pasted same kinds of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So there's just, like, 16 Sneasels, 16 Squirtles, 16 Growlithe.
It was the...
And their animation cycles are all synced up, so they're all moving
like
in the same way. And it looks really bizarre.
It sucks. God, I hate it.
Oh, dude, the bitch has a horse.
Yeah.
Check your privilege.
Oh, you didn't do anything. All right.
Oh.
I was ready to check my privilege.
Yeah.
I was ready for my privilege to be checked. I like how skippy he is because of the list settings.
Like, I'm trying.
Yet it still looks better than the PS4 version. Because the PS4 looks like ass.
Oh.
It's so dated. It's amazing.
But, yeah. That is my review of...
Ah, shit, I don't have the whirling strike, or the... Like, you can do a lasso attack where you jump and then you attack while you're flying, but I don't have it yet.
Nice.
So I got this guy too fast.
Yeah. You're too good.
I suppose.
You got good.
I'm just slamming through
good.
this shit. I guess because when I played before, I would have gone through the altered world place first before I got to this guy.
Because you are
Which,
an altered
now
beast.
it's like, now playing it again, knowing what I'm doing, it's even more like, okay, you should beat this first area and then go do other stuff. Like, this stuff is easy as shit. And you probably get a better grasp of the game if you don't stray from this, because, like, I was like, oh, this is hard, I'm gonna go do the other area, and then that got hard, and I was like, now I'm kind of going between 2 hard things, and it's like, you should really just beat this pathway first, you know? Because you should just get used to how the game is played before you go off and, like, do something even harder and get fucked and feel like you're not having fun.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh.
This guy isn't that hard, so it's probably more fun fighting him, you know, before you're stronger.
Yeah. So you don't
Definitely feel like I had a bigger life bar when I fought him. Damn.
But, yeah. So, just, if you don't have a strong desire to meme on Detective Pikachu, just have faith that what you saw in the trailer is really everything that happens in the movie.
If you think it's gonna upset you, it will. Like, if you saw that trailer and were, like, upset that it exists, like, you're gonna feel worse seeing the movie, you know? I felt just as bad as I did seeing the trailer afterwards, you know? It was fine for a while, but then the more it set in, the more I went, oh god. Like, I feel just like I did when I saw that trailer and wanted to die. It's just so unfortunate. Maybe I will go to the other world so I can get one more prayer bead. Alright, I guess we're done talking about Detective Pikachu.
I think that's all I have to say.
I feel like I had more to say, but, you know, this is a long one.
That was 45 minutes.
I figured.
Damn.
It's a big deal. It's Detective Pikachu.
Detective.
It's the biggest deal.
Defective Pikachu, am I right?
Oh, this is midair deflection. Where do I get the midair strike? That's the Mariki counter. We need that.
The
Run and
Rinky
slide.
Dinky counter?
Yes, Rinky Dinky counter. Midair deflection. I don't have the midair attack. I guess it's locked and I gotta get some other stuff. I think if I get that, I get... Yeah, there it is. Midair strike. That's what I need.
Whoa.
God, that's a 3. I did a lot before I beat this guy before, huh?
You were OP.
Alright. Anywho, I guess that's it for this episode. It's been 45 minutes. It was a good one, I guess.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
I mean, I feel like that's a comprehensive analysis of Detective Pikachu.
Hopefully, it's still recording. And it is.
Hey,
Thank God.
whoa.
Yeah.
Bye.